Thanks for joining us. Authorities zeroed in on a home in Brooklyn Center, resulting in the seizure of drugs and an arrest of a man who, according to court records, admitted to having ties to a Mexican drug cartel. A drug task force arrested the suspect, identified as Israel Romero. According to the criminal complaint, a drug task force seized more than 10 pounds of illegal drugs, including fentanyl, meth, cocaine, and heroin. The complaint said Romero admitted to entering the U.S. illegally and had been staying at the Brooklyn Center home for about a week, and that the drugs had been trafficked to Minnesota from Mexico. The complaint also stated that the suspect had previously been convicted of drug trafficking in 2013 and had been deported previously. Meanwhile, police arrested a teenage suspect connected to a shooting at a Brooklyn Park fast food restaurant. You may recall the shooting in January, in which someone fired 15 times toward the Brooklyn Park Wingstop on Colorado Lane. A customer's cell phone video captured the aftermath. One person inside the business sustained a non-life-threatening gunshot wound. Law enforcement executed a search warrant at a home in Fridley and arrested a 17-year-old boy. Police say they also recovered evidence linked to the shooting. Charges in the case are now pending. The State Department of Employment and Economic Development has granted more than $11 million to develop the workforce. Some of that money will go to a Brooklyn Center nonprofit. African Career Education Resource Inc., or ACER, was awarded $350,000 to prepare and equip its clients for the workforce. The funding is dedicated to help members of underserved communities find substantial employment. ACER's executive director, Nalima Sitati Munene, says this funding aligns with its goals.
Our role is to build that bridge. We have folks in our community who are interested in the healthcare field, who have barriers to overcome. So how do we help to close those barriers?
Sitati Munene says the money will go toward a few things, including scholarships for healthcare job training, holistic care for families, and entrepreneur support. The Minnesota Department of Employment and Economic Development also announced it's giving $400,000 in grants to startup companies. One of those grants is helping a medical company based in Golden Valley. Delve Health created a digital platform that connects with wearable health devices. It sends clinical trial data directly to researchers, saving participants a trip to the doctor's office. The company's CEO said they're in a growth period, and the roughly $30,000 grant they received will help with expansion plans.
Every dime is important, and every movement is important. Marketing and advertising is very critical to make sure that when we speak about what we do, people truly understand.
2 other medical startup companies in Golden Valley also received grants. You can find them on our website at ccxmedia.org. A new home improvement store is coming to the northwest suburbs. The Habitat for Humanity Restore takes donations and sells new and used furniture and building materials. There are already 2 locations in the Twin Cities, one in Minneapolis and another in New Brighton. The Minnesota Pollution Control Agency awarded a nearly $200,000 grant to help build the new Habitat Restore. The agency says the new store could reach more than 950,000 households in northwest Hennepin County. Precisely which northwest suburb and when it will be built is not yet known. A Maple Grove tap room and brewery has greater ambitions. Omni Brewing says it has plans to open a 3rd location in the Twin Cities metro. Omni has seen significant success since opening 10 years ago. Besides its Maple Grove taproom, the owners also operate a winery in Rosemount. The business is seeking a brew pub license from the state and a zoning change from the city of Maple Grove, which would allow it to serve wine and grow its food and beverage offerings at its location on Deerwood Lane. However, concerns have been raised about parking as the business has become a victim of its own success.
It is not uncommon for both sides of the street, from the tavern all the way up to Parnassus, to be parked on almost any given night.
Current zoning at the Maple Grove location doesn't allow for a brew pub, which is why Omni needs special city zoning approval. The Planning Commission recommended approval, with the City Council having the final say. With warmer temperatures here, we have now entered the unofficial start of golf season. As Delane Cleveland reports, courses are opening earlier than normal in recent years, and at Edinburgh Golf Course in Brooklyn Park, they're coming off their busiest year to date.
Edinburgh Golf Shop, this is Brian. How may I help you?
It's that unmistakable sound of spring. The weather is warm, The snow has mostly melted.
Yeah, we were open Thursday and Friday.
And at Brooklyn Park's Edinburgh, USA, it's time to tee off.
Look at the weather. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous.
After being cooped up for the last several months, dozens of people took the opportunity to get outside and play the game they love.
It just takes you out of like that seasonal depression almost. Like just it feels like your summer, you're out here with your friends, your family, whoever you're with, feeling the fresh air and doing something fun with people you like to be around.
Opening day at Edinburgh is typically the first week of April. But with warmer weather in the forecast this week, operations manager Andy Weiss made the call to open March 13th.
Being a municipal golf course and supporting the city of Brooklyn Park, it's awesome when we can open up this time of year and extend the season.
While this may seem early, they likely won't be able to match last year's pace when they opened on March 2nd and eventually set a course record.
We had over 45,000 rounds last year, and that was our most in the history of our golf course.
Warmer March weather is certainly good for business, but for the golfers themselves, there's something deeper.
There's no feeling like being out here, so whenever you can, you want to try and get out.
Hitting into a net doesn't do a whole lot. I mean, you've got the electronics now, but again, it just being outside makes a huge difference.
As long as Mother Nature continues to cooperate, it could be another good year, both for the course
There you are. You have a wonderful day.
and the clients who depend on nice weather.
Hopefully spring has sprung. We'll get through this weekend's weather and we should be okay.
Elaine Cleveland, CCX News.
Another popular local course, Golden Valley's Brookview, opened for the season on March 8th.